So I'm sure all of you that are watching that have played a variety of games have completed every game on their Steam page, right? Right? There are many games that I want to play, but I have to force myself to play single player games, even if they have been said to be some of the best gaming experience you've ever had. So I decided that it's time to take care of the back catalog, and so I decided to buy the Mafia trilogy. In all seriousness, I bought the Mafia trilogy a few months ago for the price of a Taco Bell avocado ranch chicken stacker. The question I sought to answer is if the trilogy is worth that stacker, or maybe even more than that stacker. So today, I'm going to be covering Mafia Definitive Edition. You may be asking why I didn't cover all three. Well, obviously, because I've only been playing the first game so far. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this game, and I went in somewhat blind. I saw the ending not too long ago while watching my friend play, but I didn't have the context as to what was happening. First, I'm going to discuss the beginning. The story is actually pretty sick with the approach of two guys in a cafe. One of them is a private investigator, and the other is a mobster on the run. They start discussing, and the PI wants to know how he got to this point and wants to help him escape this life. So then we begin the story of Tommy Angelo. Tommy was a cab driver just trying to make a living in the bustling city of Lost Haven, which is loosely based on the 1930s cities of New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. Then, as fate would have it, he runs into two people from the Mafia that would end up being his best friends. It was a little bit of a slow start, but not in a bad way. I won't lie, this YouTube video is why I was pushing through though, because I knew I wanted to make a video on this and prove why I'm trying to clear my backlog. But then something happened that actually started to get me hooked. I finally finished the race and was able to stop banging my head against the wall. I hated that race! But seriously though, after the race it started to get interesting because it goes down the path of events that would change Tommy. He found a love interest named Sarah, and things went from Tommy walking her home and making sure she is safe from creeps that you have to beat up, and it escalated within 30 minutes of gameplay to being in a shootout in St. Michael's Church. I'm not even kidding. This game was fully catching my attention with these absolute insane jumps and seeing the moral code of different characters. But there's a lot of things that happen throughout the story where you see the life of Tommy and his life in the Salieri family. I won't talk too many spoilers because the point of this video is to be honest in this series to tell you if it's worth your time and money. So with that being said, let's dive a little deeper into non-story elements. First, the gameplay. I think the gameplay is pretty fun and definitely reminds me of GTA in ways, but a worse version of GTA 5. The guns you have are a primary and secondary. Primary weapons include shotgun, sniper, and the legendary Thomas firearm. The secondary weapons are stuff like semi-automatic pistols, double-barrel shotgun, and revolvers. Crosshairs in this game are interesting because it is just a big circle, so it's not as accurate as you may be used to in modern day games. But one interesting thing to point out is this game is actually really old. The original came out in 2002, so it is not going to be the best gunplay or even driving. Speaking of driving, I found the driving in this game to be, okay at best. Granted, I haven't been much of a driving game fan, but let's just say there is a button to skip the drive and I hit that button faster than. But yeah, driving just feels weird in my opinion, but that could just be because I'm an impatient Gen Z that needs instant gratification. For real though, driving has never been a thing I am a big fan of in games. I just see it as to get to point A to point B as fast as I can so I can do the next mission. Anyways, I did enjoy the game overall, but at times I did find myself kinda bored and I couldn't help but compare it to modern day games like GTA, Cyberpunk, etc. I think based off this game alone, it's pretty much worth paying if it's on sale and if you have about 15 or 20 hours to invest in a game for like a weekend or something. I will say I think I will be able to better judge it when I play through the whole trilogy. So if you'll excuse me, I need to go download Mafia 2 so that I can give a review on that game as well.